A very good afternoon to you. This is your lunchtime news bulletin coming to you live here on Mtv Sports. With news first, I'm Shahin Jirampati. Here's a look at your headlines. Colombo experiences heavy showers. Thai Prime Minister arrives in Sri Lanka. US officials intercept a threatening letter believed to contain ransom addressed to President Barack Obama. Now for those stories in detail. Heavy showers and strong winds were experienced in Colombo throughout the day today. Now News First inquired into the sudden shift in weather patterns. Here are some visuals captured by our News First cameras around Colombo. Now, the Met Department says that showers and thunder showers can be experienced in the southern parts of the country due to the convergence of the southwesterly wind flow. Now, Deputy Meteorologist Meryl Mendes explains.
Due to the convergence of southwesterly wind flow over the island, showers or thunder showers will occur over the southern part of the country. So, showers or thunder showers will occur at times in the western, Saparakamu, central, southern and Uva provinces. These showers can spread to the Puttalam, Kurunagala and Matra district. Also, fairly heavy falls are also likely at some places. Southwesterly monsoonal winds over the island will be strengthened at times. This shower weather can be expected today and tomorrow.
35 millimeters of rain fell in Colombo in the time period between 8:30 am and 11 am. 20 millimeters of rain was recorded in the Ratmalana area. Furthermore, 18.5 millimeters of rain fell in Deniaya, while 8.5 millimeters of rain was recorded from Ratnapura. Meanwhile, in the 24-hour period ending at 8:30 am today, the Lakshapana area recorded the highest rainfall with the figure standing at 82.5 millimeters. 66 millimeters of rain was recorded from the Negombo area, while 54 millimeters of rain fell in the Canyon area. The Mausa Calais area experienced 42 millimeters of rain during the 24-hour period, which ended at 8:30 am today. Now, meanwhile, nearly 42 houses have been damaged as a result of the strong winds that swept through the Batiklo district. According to our correspondent, the gale force wind was experienced yesterday. When we inquired about the matter, Batiklo District Secretary PMS Charles noted that 10 houses and 4 public buildings had been damaged in the Vellavali area, Divisional Secretariat area. Meanwhile, a further 18 houses were damaged in the Patipalai area. The Batiklo District Secretary added that steps will be taken to repair the houses as soon as possible. Well, also making headlines this afternoon, Thai Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra arrived in the country today on a 2-day official visit.
During the visit, Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra is scheduled to hold bilateral talks with President Mahinda Rajapaksa. It is also reported that the Thai Premier is expected to sign several agreements to strengthen relations between the two countries. Shinawatra will also address the Parliament today on the diplomatic relations between the two countries, which spans over 57 years. The Thai Prime Minister will also travel to Kandy to engage in religious observances and participate in a special ceremony held to mark the 260th anniversary of the Siam Mahanikaya.
The funeral of UNP parliamentarian Dr. Jaila Jayawardena will be held on Monday, the 3rd of June at the St. Anne's Church in Veligampitiya. The aircraft carrying the remains of the late parliamentarian touched down at around 2:05 am today.
Dr. Jaila Jayawardena passed away yesterday while receiving treatment at a private hospital in Singapore. The remains of the late parliamentarian were taken to a private funeral parlour subsequent to touching down at the Bandaranaike International Airport. Relatives of the late parliamentarian noted that steps will be taken to transport the remains of Dr. Jaila Jayawardena to his residence located in Veligampitiya.
An individual died in a motor accident which occurred in the Suryavava area. The incident occurred when a tractor and a motorbike collided early this morning. The police media unit said that the driver of the tractor had died after falling into a nearby lake. The police further said that investigations are underway to apprehend the motorbike rider who had fled the scene of the accident. The deceased has been identified as a 37-year-old father of 3 from the Viharagala area in Suryavava. Still in local news, the Sri Lanka Foreign Employment Bureau says that they have issued over 14,000 temporary passports in order to repatriate Sri Lankan nationals who were stranded in Saudi Arabia due to various reasons under the common amnesty period. Deputy General Manager of the Bureau, Mangala Randhani, noted that steps will be taken to repatriate these migrant workers. He added that they are currently in the process of registering these individuals with the Immigration and Immigration Police of Saudi Arabia and formulating the necessary paperwork to leave the country. Mangala Randhani added that they are working cordially with officials in Saudi Arabia in order to repatriate these migrant workers. Still in local news, a fisherman who had set out to sea in a fishing vessel from the Galle Fisheries Harbour has been reported missing after falling overboard. According to the police, the crew members of the vessel had conveyed the message to the onboard radio transmitters.
The individual who is reported missing has been identified as a mechanic who worked on board the Dhanushka 9 vessel which left the Galle Fisheries Harbour on the 29th of this month. The fisherman had fallen overboard when the vessel was about 17 nautical miles away from land. The police say the missing fisherman is a 52-year-old resident of the Gammaddagoda area in Ratkama and that search operations are underway to find him with the assistance of the Navy.
If you believe it.
Moving on to sports news, captain of the Sri Lanka A team, Dimuth Karunaratne, says that taking on the West Indies fast bowlers will be a challenging task. Now, Dimuth Karunaratne made this statement before departing the country for the tour of West Indies. Sri Lanka A team will take on the West Indies A team in 3 one-day matches, 2 4-day matches and 2 20-20 matches. The squad engaged in religious observances before leaving the country today.
We are touring to the West Indies in Caribbean, so we have a great team, a couple of young players and a couple of experienced players, so we are trying to get the maximum out of that. We are playing 2 4 days, 3 1 days and 2 20 days, so we have played a couple of practice games and had more practice sessions, so we are trying to do best in Caribbeans because they play in 9 test players, so we are trying to play our best and give maximum to the Sri Lanka.
Now on to football news. Popular former France defender Eric Abidal fought back tears yesterday as he announced he would be ending his 6-year spell with Barcelona when his contract expires at the end of the season. Abidal was supported at the event by Barca coaching staff and squad, including players in the front row such as Gerard Piqué, Carles Puyol, Xavi and Victor Valdez, who is also set to announce on Friday he will leave the club. Abidal joined Barca from Olympique Lyon in 2007 and during that time they won 4 La Liga titles, 2 Champions League crowns in 2009 and 2011 and 2 Kings Cups. Abidal underwent an operation in March 2011 before making a triumphant return 2 months later to lift the Champions League trophy after Barca's victory over Manchester United in the final at Wembley. He then had a transplant in April 2012 with a part of an organ donated by his cousin.
Sabes que hoy es un día un poco complicado para mí porque
It's a complicated day for me. I played here at Barca for 6 years. I think it was the biggest hope of my life, and over these 6 years I have had marvelous teammates. They are the best in the world. I have learned a lot here thanks to them. Thanks to the coaches I've had who have trusted me over these 6 years. I had 2 objectives, which was first to fight for my girls so I could see them grow up, to be with my wife every day. The second was to play again. I would have liked to continue here in Barcelona, but the club saw it differently, so I have to respect that decision. I have many memories and titles with your players, so thanks to them, because without them, I most likely would have won nothing. And well, I am leaving, but I will most likely return because the club has made me a very interesting offer I need to think about, and I thank them for the gesture.
Barcelona president Sandro Rosell said that Barcelona will open its doors for him to come back and be the technical director for the youth academy. That ends today's edition of Lunchtime News. For News First, I'm Shanjarang Pati. Goodbye and take care.